Lesson 5, Unit 5, Team Improvement. The results of the team evaluation will provide you with specific actions to improve the performance of the team. As a project manager, you will need to develop a plan to focus on the areas of improvement that are needed, either by a team member or the team in general. Team improvement is a continuous process during the life of the project, with more emphasis in the early stages of the project. A useful tool to identify the level of expertise of all team members is the skills matrix. It is a useful tool to identify the level of expertise of all team members and to identify whether the skills required by the project are balanced enough. This matrix is used in the development of the team training plan and can serve as a baseline to monitor progress. You can use the skill matrix as a guide for the development of a training plan for the team. When a specific high level of skill is needed by the project and is not present in the team, then it's necessary to find an outside subject matter expert to fill that position at the time the project demands it. This additional resource is usually a consultant who brings the skills that can be used immediately by the project. This approach sometimes is faster and less expensive than building the skills internally, especially if it's needed only once. Increasing the effectiveness of a team is not an easy task. It requires patience, consistency, and a proactive approach. Here are some additional recommendations to help improve team effectiveness. Set up priorities. Place what is important first. The team needs a constant reminder of the project goals to keep them on the right track. Be results-oriented. It is about focusing on results and less on the task or activities. It is easy to spend time on a task and lose sight of the results expected from the project. Be proactive, not reactive. This is about anticipating and planning for different situations and not responding to events when probably it is too late, too expensive, or difficult to act appropriately. Emphatic listening. It's about the ability to active listening. It helps understand and be understood. And finally, to achieve synergy. This occurs when the team produces more results than the sum of the individual efforts. It's about collaboration and working in harmony towards a common goal. Make sure your team is not over-allocated with too much work. Once people are assigned to the project, there are two techniques available that can help manage the work assigned to the team more effectively: resource loading and resource leveling. Resource loading is a process used in project management that fills team members' total available time with assignments throughout the work week. Resource leveling is the technique that involves resolving over-allocation or scheduling conflicts to ensure a project can be completed with available resources. Resource loading is the number of individual resources that a project schedule requires during specific periods of time. The chart shows a histogram for a resource and the time the resource is assigned to the project. These are the bars in blue. The bars in red show the dates when the resource has been assigned for more work than 8 hours. This is called over-allocation. Resource leveling is to create a distribution utilizing all the resources in the team and address the problem of over-allocation. You can either extend the time to complete activity, more activities that are not in the critical path, or reassign activities to other staff that have been under-allocated for the same period. This will help balance the use of all the resources and avoid performance problems. The most important part of improving team performance comes from training. There are 3 modes of training: formal education, provided by universities or institutions; customized training, such as the one provided by consultants and facilitators; and on-the-job training. Training is a way to supplement or build the skills of the project team, but training is expensive, and it consumes time that the team could have spent executing the project. One alternative is to use a blended approach that mixes customized training, on-the-job training, and coaching. Team building activities can provide opportunities to build team behaviors, even in an established team. The exercise can help recover from a significant event that disrupted the team. Some of the team building benefits include problem solving, when your team will learn the dynamics of team problem solving and will be able to face real problems in the project. Another exercise is that it develops creativity. The team can apply creative solutions to the challenges the project will face. In communication, the team will transfer the communication skill they developed during the team building activity to the project environment. And motivation, participation is an opportunity to refresh the motivation to work in the project. And finally, trust. Team members and even key internal stakeholders have an opportunity to interact in a safe environment that fosters trust. The success of the project depends on the performance and motivation of the team. A highly motivated project team translates into better quality, higher productivity, satisfaction, and a high morale. As a project manager, you need to understand the dynamics of human behavior to motivate your team. There are 4 important motivation theories that a project manager should know to understand the dynamics of human behavior. These are the hierarchy of needs, motivational and hygiene factors, theory X and Y, and finally theory C. Let's look at the first one. The theory hierarchy of needs was developed by Abraham Maslow and states that a person's behavior is guided or motivated by a sequence of needs that range from physiological needs, safety needs, social needs, esteem, and self-actualization. These needs start at the bottom, and unless one stage is not fulfilled, the next stage cannot be accomplished. As a project manager, you need to know the top 3 levels for each team member. These relate to each person's motivation regarding social esteem and self-actualization needs. You should know something about your team's member professional and personal lives so that you can provide motivational incentives that meet their needs. The next one is called the motivational and hygiene factors and was developed by Frederick Herzberg. This theory proposes that team members are influenced by factors that increase job satisfaction, which is primarily the result of improving the motivation factors such as achievement, recognition, responsibility, promotion, and growth. Factors that increase job dissatisfaction includes hygiene factors such as working conditions, co-worker relationships, policies and rules, the quality of supervision, and salary. These factors, when they are absent or inadequate, can increase dissatisfaction. Herzberg found that people feel motivated to work mostly by feelings of personal achievement and recognition and less on salaries, supervision, or work environment. The XY theory was developed by Douglas MacGregor. It states that there are 2 fundamental approaches for managing people. Theory X, the authoritarian management style, assumes that the average person dislikes work and will avoid it if possible, and prefers to be directed, avoids responsibility, is relatively unambitious, and wants security above else. Motivation to work comes from rewards or punishment. Opposite to that is theory Y, that proposes that people will apply self-control and self-direction in the pursuit of project objectives, without the need for external control or the threat of punishment. Motivation comes from working in a positive environment. Finally, theory C, by William Oichi. It places a large amount of freedom and trust with workers and assumes that workers have a strong loyalty and interest in teamwork and with the project. Team members are motivated to work in an environment that promotes stable employment, high productivity, and seeks to promote collective responsibility, decision-making, self-evaluation, and promotion. At the end of each project phase or at the completion of a significant milestone, the project needs to capture the lessons learned in managing the project team. For example, the lessons learned with team management can include the following. Develop a plan to change the group into a team early in the project. Don't assume conflicts can be resolved on their own. You need to take immediate action and be the leader that the team would like to follow.